Okay, so this site is a continuation of two other videos. One was importing a landxml file that just shows generally how to import a landxml, and in this case was a surface. And then we drew the surface and realized that there was all kinds of information around the exterior that should have been removed, and also this interior space was not supposed to have the model going through it. So what we want to do is create two bounding lines to help us when we create a surface that's what it should have been when it was created. And to do that, we're going to use two commands on the draw menu, one to draw the internal space and one to draw the external space. So first we'll use shrink wrap entities from the draw menu. We'll set it to use 50 here, high for the reduction area, and 2D polyline is fine. We'll say okay to that. And then we will just select all these triangles, and you'll see very quickly it'll calculate where that line should go and just hug the shape perfectly. So now we have that line. You can see it's wrapped around the site. Next, there's a couple of ways you can go about creating this internal one. We're going to use one called bounding polyline, and we'll pick inside, auto select, 2D polyline, we'll say okay. It'll take a second to read up all the entities in the drawing and then allow me to pick inside, and you'll see almost instantly again, here comes the bounding polyline. We're done with that. Now what we have is enough information to go ahead and create the surface that should have been created in the first place. And so to do that, we will run surface, triangulate, and contour. We will set it to use the inclusion exclusion areas. We've already created a surface name here by selecting and naming it, and now what we want to do, just check to see that none of the other things are set to draw anything that we don't need, and that we're going to use the 3D faces that are in there. So we say okay here, and now we can select the inclusion perimeter, which is going to be the one on the outside here. Everything inside of that will be used. And then we can set the exclusion perimeter. Nothing inside of that one will be used. And when we're done, we will grab all the triangles and create the surface. And now what will happen is you'll see we can go to the view menu, 3D viewer, surface file, and look at that surface that we just created, and you can see that it now hugs the shape perfectly, and that area in the middle has been removed. The surface now looks like what it should have looked like when it was created. That is how simply you can go about doing this.